Visual Studio Code has some amazing keyboard shortcuts, and in this video I'll show you the best ones for making your code editing a breeze. Before we start, I'll be showing you my favorite shortcuts on a Windows machine using American keyboard, so if you've got something else, go to the docs on VSCode website. Under Get Started, you'll find key bindings, and that's where you'll find all the information you need to find out what the shortcuts are for your specific machine. Okie dokie then, get ready to get your mind blown. Okay, maybe I'm overselling this a bit, but anything that keeps your fingers on the keyboard and away from that mouse is worth it in the long run. It all adds up to a lot of time you can spend coding some more. Let's start with something easy. Control-Shift right arrow selects chunks to the right of the cursor, but you knew that one already, didn't you? As well as Control and down arrow. And Control-L selects the whole line. And here's a super cool one for you. Shift, Alt and right arrow will expand the selection logically. Shift, Alt and left arrow will contract it, just like this. Easy peasy. Let's do something a bit more dramatic. I've just replaced a bit of code in this file, and I can see it better if I go Control-K, then D, and compare what it's saved to what I've got in the file right now. Control-K, then C lets me compare what I've got in the clipboard to what's in the file. Right now, the green bits are in the file and not in the clipboard. Okay, let's move on. Let's do some selecting by word. Control-B will find the next match. Control-Shift-L will select all the matches. But I'd like mine to be case sensitive, so I'm going to press Alt and C. If I wanted to find whole words, that's Alt and W. And if I was looking for regular expressions, that's Alt and R. But right now, I just want case sensitive. Okay, I'm actually working on this file, so I'm going to do this really, really fast and speed up the video. I know that's super cool, but wouldn't it be cooler if we could do this across several files at the same time? Let's do it now. Control and backslash splits the window, and Control W closes the active editor. Now, Control, Shift and F will search for something across multiple files, but Control, Shift and H lets us replace whatever we're looking for. Let's do it now. Control, Alt and Enter replaces them all. Beautiful. Now, while I'm here, let's just have some fun switching between the editors. Control-1, Control-2, Control-3, Control-1 again, and Control-K and Control-W will close all the editors at once, like this. Amazing! Now, let's say you'd like to move a line of code around easily. Alt and up or down arrow lets you do just that. Control-C copies a line you're on, Control-V pastes it, Control-X deletes without selecting. But if you do select more than one line, you can move it with Alt and up and down arrow just as easily. You can comment something out with Control and /. We can comment out the whole block, but it's a block, so let's use Shift, Alt and A and comment it out properly. And that works whatever language your file's written in. Now, to add an empty line, Control-Enter adds one below, Control-Shift-Enter adds it above, like this. If you wanted to copy a line, Shift, Alt and up or down arrow will place the copy below or above. And you can do that for a whole block of code as well, like this. And Shift, Alt and down, and Shift, Alt and up. There we go. Now, if you want to quickly indent a line or take it in, you can use Control and square brackets, left or right. Or if you wanted to find matching brackets, Control Shift and backward slash will let you do just that. And this is what I'm doing right now, but it's not very obvious, so I'm going to highlight it when I edit the video. Yep, you cannot see it, but I'm just jumping between brackets, having fun. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. It's actually a very useful shortcut if you mess around with your code a lot and start losing track of whether you've closed everything properly or not. Okay, let's close the Explorer. Control B. Let's zoom in. Control equal sign. Control minus lets us zoom out until only ants can read it. That's not helpful. Let's zoom in again. Control equal. Control B. Here's the Explorer. And awesome! Now another thing that can happen when you've been messing around with your file a lot is that your formatting gets all out of whack. If it's just a portion, you can sort it out by clicking Control K, Control F. There we go, beautiful. So let's undo it and mess up the whole file. Because now we can use Shift, Alt and F to straighten the whole thing out like this. Now let's have some fun with cursors. Let's delete that and write some rubbish. That's not actually code, I just like puppies and kittens, whatever. We've done this before, but this is just to demonstrate. Control Shift L puts a cursor next to every match. And we can move them all around together, but it gets messed up if they didn't start at the same point. Let's undo that and do something else. Control Alt and down arrow will place a cursor on the line below, and we can move them all together like this. Control Alt and up arrow will place a cursor on the line up like this. I just pressed Shift and End to do something funny like this, replacing all the names with placeholders. There we go. And now let's try something else. Paths and relative paths always get me, so this is one I love. Control K, then P, copies the full path of the file you're in. Now, if I go to the Explorer and press Control K, then Shift, Control and C, I can copy the relative path of that file. I can do the same for a different file. From the Explorer, that's Shift, Alt and C copies the full path of that file. And again, Control K, then Shift, Control C will copy the relative one. And this will only work from the Explorer. Like so. And this makes my life so much easier. Love it. Mind boggles, right? Not to worry, you can find all that by pressing Control Shift and P, or just F1. Or let me just show you my favorite one of all. Control W, close those. Yes, without saving. Control K, Control S will bring up all the shortcuts. All the key bindings and when they work. And let's look for how to reopen a closed file. Control Shift and T. There you go. I didn't know that one. Excellent. So there you are. All the shortcuts you could possibly ever want. And when they work. And you can edit them yourself as well. If you'd like a different key binding, you can do it right here. That's it. Happy speedy coding. Bye for now.